Hey guys, and welcome back to where we talk books. Today's video is probably the most requested video I've ever gotten. Everybody just wants to know what are my top favorite series. But guess what? They're pretty basic. But anyways, here's my top 10 favorite book series of all time as of 2021, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna change because I have a lot of series I need to tackle, like the Hunger Games. Coming in at number 10, we have Crescent City. Now, why is this one at number 10 when I love it so much? There's only one book out and I can put it any higher, but it needs to be in this list because I love Crescent City and I know it has so much potential and I just have faith in it. So Crescent City comes in at number 10. And that's pretty much all I have to say for Crescent City because there's only one book out. Oh, I can tell you what Crescent City is about. Crescent City is basically Fae in the modern world with a crime mystery and other creatures. Coming in at number 9, we have the one, the only, The Mortal Instruments. I love The Mortal Instruments. I am only halfway through the Infernal Devices. I haven't read the Dark Artifices or what are the last ones called? The Shane's ones. I haven't read those, but as of right now, Mortal Instruments is still my favorite. What is the Mortal Instruments about, you may ask? It's a whole lot of complication. But basically, there's humans that are shadow hunters because they have the blood of the angel. And they are meant to protect the mundanes, aka the muggles or the humans that are not shadow hunters or demons, from demons. There's also Downworlders, vampires, blah blah blah. Clary has been blind her whole life to this world, but when it's almost her 16th birthday, I want to say, she sees a shadow hunter and her mom gets taken away. And she just goes through a lot. And her dad is pretty cool too. Don't watch the show without reading the books. Coming in at number 8, some people may not consider this a series, but I do. I do wish there was one more book at least, and that is Six of Crows. Now, Six of Crows is not... Like, I like Crescent City more than Six of Crows, but Six of Crows is finished. And I know what the end is like, although I wish there was one more book. Six of Crows is about a group of criminals who are sent on a heist and they have to kidnap a guy that is making drugs. I'm horrible at telling you what books are about. So if you see them on this list, they are good, you should pick them up. Coming in on position number 7, we have... And I'm gonna get a lot of people are gonna be like, what? Why? But this was my gateway book. This was my first book. This was the first love of my life. And that is the one, the only Twilight. What is Twilight about? You may ask yourself. It's about a sparkly vampire and a girl who is not like other girls. And she calls the attention of the vampire and he calls her attention. And there's an unnecessary love triangle and it all ends well. I am not blind to his flaws, but it holds a spot in my heart. So let's just move on. Coming in at number 6 is the most overhyped book ever, yet it's still number 6 on my list. But it gets it's a bit much on TikTok. Yeah, so we all know which one we're talking about. If you're from TikTok, you know the most overhyped book ever is Avatar, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Like, I get it, guys. It's good. I'm not telling you it isn't. It's really good, but give it a rest. There are better books. There are worse books, but there are better books. I like it. It made it number 6, but TikTok, give it a rest. But yeah, still number 6. I like the characters. I'm a very character-driven person. And Sarah J. Maas has a way with characters. A Court of Thorns and Roses is about a girl who is poor, and she has 2 really annoying sisters who only think about themselves. And although they're older, they send their little sister to hunt. And while their little sister is hunting, you guys, my cat is the cutest. You have to see this. Oh, she's saying to the camera. She knew it was here. The little sister is hunting. She kills the wrong animal, and that leads to the beast to come and take her away, aka Tamlin. After she gets taken away by Tamlin to the Fae world, she hates Fae, but you know, a little bit of time with the High Lord of the Spring Court changes her mind. And then there's a whole lot of stuff that happens that you do not see coming unless you've been on TikTok, because there's spoilers everywhere, including in my own account. Number 5 is another basic one. Harry Potter. Disclaimer, I don't support J.K. Rowling. I think she's wrong, but I do like Harry Potter, written by Daniel Radcliffe. I just love it. It's such a magical world. It's a world that I want to live in. Like, whenever they ask me, what world would you like to live in? It's the Wizarding World. Always. Doesn't matter how many books I've read. I want to live in the Wizarding World. I want to go buy my wand. I want to go to Hogwarts. It's the only school I would go willingly. Although I'm back in school now, and I'm doing it willingly. But that's just because I'm studying something I like. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Yeah, Wizarding World is just, such a feeling. And I didn't read it when I was a child, so it's not like my childhood. I read it when I was actually like 15, and it still brought that magical feeling. And it's one of my favorites. Harry Potter is about a boy who is special because he has a scar, and he is the only one that can stop Voldemort. Neville too, but you know, we don't talk about that, especially in the movies. And he's a little annoying, but he has awesome best friends that are way better than him. And if you don't know what Harry Potter's about, you've been living under a rock, and I don't even know. Number 4 is another series that's not done. From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I don't know why I felt like doing that. From Blood and Ash, I was not expecting it to like it as much as I did. I picked up the book, I kept reading, I was like, oh, cute, 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 until we get to this chapter where she just stops being cute and becomes the book. And then A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, it's the book from the beginning to the end. And then The Crown of Gilded Villains, it's the book. They just keep getting better and better. From Blood and Ash is about a girl who has been lied to her whole life, and then a pretty stranger comes and changes everything. With a lot of plot twists. Next, I'm so excited because the next book, book number 3, or series number 3, is a series that deserves all the love, all the hype in the world, and gets none. The Lunar Chronicles are so good, and no one knows it because they all, I don't know why, they're so good. I was hesitant when I started them because I'm not into sci-fi, but once you open the book, you just fall in love. So the Lunar Chronicles is a retelling of fairy tales. We have Snow White, Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, and Rapunzel. But Cinderella is a cyborg, Little Red Riding Hood is a pilot. Rapunzel is a hacker. And Snow White is crazy. So yeah, and then there's a big bad wolf who turns out who's like the Queen Lavenna. I totally forgot her name. Anyway, she's an amazing villain. I love her. She's one of my favorite villains. The sci-fi is so good, especially if you're starting out into sci-fi. Just go read it. Number 2 is the one and only, my favorite character of all time, probably, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Percy Jackson is another world I need to catch up on because I've only read Percy Jackson and the Olympians and Heroes of Olympus. So I still need to read Trials of Apollo, Magnus Chase, Lunar Chronicles, all those extra bits and extra pieces. And while I do love Heroes of Olympus because of the grown-up feel of it and all that stuff, Percy Jackson and the Olympians it's so good. I still read it in my 22 years old age and Asianness. Percy Jackson is about a world where Greek gods have babies with humans, and those babies are called half-bloods, and then those babies are hunted their whole life by bad things. So they go to this camp called Camp Half-Blood. You can go in the summer or year-round, and there you're protected most of the time, unless they send you on a quest for your enjoyment. And our dear Percy is a half-blood, but he didn't know it. And it's fun when he finds out. Unfortunately, the last part of my video was lost. I can't find it. It's nowhere to be found. So here I am reshooting my number 1 spot. I think it's pretty obvious which one is number 1 because I've talked so much about it that I feel like everyone knows it's coming. And the number 1 favorite book series as of 2021 is Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I don't know why it's number 1 because I know it's not like a masterpiece. It's pretty close to it, or something that would be considered a classic later on in life. But Throne of Glass brought me back to reading after I took a big hiatus, as you would say. It brought me to TikTok, Bookstagram, and BookTube, and a whole world full of books. So I don't know if that's why it holds such a special place in my heart, but it does. And it's my number 1, and I love it, and I would reread it a million times if I could. Throne of Glass is a book that when you get to the last one, you don't remember anything that happened in the first one because so many things happen, and it's so different. It's full of twists, turns, mates, love interests, cool women, and powerful women, and badass women, and awesome women. It's about an assassin who gets picked by a prince to participate in a competition to be the king's assassin, basically. To do all the dirty work for the king. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And comment down below your top 10 favorite book series. And if we have any in common. And which series I should read next so they can maybe make it to this list. Thank you for watching again, and this is me from the future.